Alright, welcome back to another episode of On the Couch with France, and today I don't have one, but I've got two South African phenomenal artists and promoters here. And I will give them the opportunity to introduce themselves.
My name is Evert Snyman, and this is
Casey Bliss. Casey Bliss!
Guys, thank you so much for taking the time. I know we've been delayed a little bit today, but thank you so much for taking the time and hanging out with us.
Thank you very much for having us.
On the couch. So, Evert, starting with you today, give us a bit of a background. I don't think a lot of people need to be introduced to you or your music, but please do us the honor.
Well, I guess I write songs. I've been doing music since I was very small. Like I started doing Stedfords and stuff when I was like 4 years old, singing. So I was playing piano when I was about 10. Then from there, I don't know. I'm quite obsessed with music. So I'm the one person out of all of my friends over the past 20 to almost 25 years who just didn't quit. But I mean, I like to record bands. I like to write songs. Basically, I just like to enjoy it.
Casey, how about you, man? Thanks, Evert.
It started when I was 13 years old, between primary school and high school, where it's like, I want to learn an instrument before I die. You know, like play on something, because you always see this guitar, mess around with it. I started in drums with sneaking into my brother's garage, basically, using his kit. And then from there on, high school, I played bands, and that's through the 90s, and we didn't really have bands. And then you had the opportunity of guys like the Spring on New Girls and those guys that started doing bands, so it became more of a vibe to actually do a band, because it was like, what? Port Elizabeth, where I'm from,
Yeah.
we've got bands? This is amazing. So it's like you just start building, and then from there on, I went from drums to vocals, guitar, all those kind of things, because I always write the music. And it's a cool method of getting rid of all your demons in a way. So
Sure, yeah.
and that's it. And now it's like I'm 40 years old. That's like 20-something years of making music. And
Keeps you out of trouble. If you play music as a teenager, keeps you out of trouble. Because you need to put you got to put a lot of time into learning how to play an instrument properly. So if you don't, I mean, the guys who didn't put in the effort, they're the guys who didn't play that well, and they're the ones who caused more anguish for their parents, I would assume.
especially if they're drummers.
Yeah, especially for the drummers. I remember when I got my first drum set, my mom got me a drum set, and my dad was like, "Why does he want to play? Why are you getting him a drum set? He plays guitar." I was like, "Yes, but I also want to play drums."
And now, Evert, you're a multi-instrumentalist.
Yeah, no, I love.
Run us through the mile-long list of instruments that you play.
Well, I play all the conventional rock instruments, you know, guitar, bass, drums, and then piano. I can play harmonica. I can play accordion. And I mean, if you give me enough time, I can figure it out. I mean, for me, it's not. I don't really care so much about the chops or that kind of thing. For me, it's like it's got to be a good song. If the song, you can have like the best band on earth, but if the song is shit, it's just going to make it shitter.
Yeah.
But I'd rather listen to a shitter band, a shitter band play a better song. I mean that just works better for me.
Absolutely, man. I don't
And
want
it's
to
about
name any
it's about
names,
the
but,
song, you know. It's about the song.
the sound and how it falls on your ear.
Yeah, and connecting people. But I mean, like mostly, I just write what I know. Write what you know. That's the main thing. I mean, if you're in South Africa, you can't be singing about California and Mississippi because you don't. If you've never been there, you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of.
I mean,
bit
sing
strange.
of Kuruman.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Lat Patrolli, one of our South African Afrikaans punk bands, they've got a track called Kuruman. Go check it out, man. It's hilarious. It's
going to be interesting to hear that song, though.
I'll send you the link. So now, with you guys, I know you guys have been friends for quite some time, right?
7 years now, 7, 8. No, it's but longer. It's about 8 years now. I think this is the 8th year that we've been best friends.
Best friends.
Best friends.
That's why I'm not grey. I don't have somebody that drives me crazy, you know.
How do you guys meet? Music, family, friends.
He messaged me. He messaged me on Facebook, and he was like, I heard that you've got a studio. I want to come record." And then he came there, and he just never stopped talking. And then about think about a month or two after that, then me and my girlfriend at the time, we moved in with him, and we lived together for about 2 years, and we just hit it off. We had a band together. It didn't really work out because that was just a lot of stuff that happened. I'm not even going to delve into that, but we maintained our friendship. We're like, yeah, if I have trouble, if I have anything I need to know, I phone him, and he'll always speak sense into each other, because we're quite, I wouldn't say emotional, but we're quite intense kind of people.
Right. Intense is, I think, the right word.
Yes.
Now, Cassie, you're from Port Elizabeth. In this time that you moved in with Cassie Evert, was it in Port Elizabeth?
No, this is Melville.
Okay.
One of the worst places actually to, it's also weird because like when I met him, there's a what's it? How can I say? It was strange because I knew about his music before I even met him. Because his drummer, the girl, we are friends, and then she sent this track, and she goes like, "Oh, this is a guy called Evert Snyman," and I didn't even link the two until I actually heard music, and I go like, "What the hell? It's the same guy." So that was pretty cool. So that's how I went.
I'm always surprised when people are like, oh, I know your music. It was like, because in my mind, I'm still 16 years old and I'm recording these songs for myself, and then I listen to them at the end of the day. And it's like, okay, cool, I made this cool song and I wrote it for myself. Because I mean, that's what I do. I write what I know and I write what I like. I don't really care. I don't write towards anything. You know what I mean?
Right. And
then I think that kind of makes it a bit more sincere. The main thing is to make it sincere.
Yeah.
And I like to write about the human condition, because who doesn't understand the human condition? You know what I mean?
Well, it's debatable.
Well, some people, but I mean, like everyone's been broken up with. Everyone's had a friend who's died. Everyone gets annoyed at work. I mean, it's like those basic kind of things.
Yeah.
I try to take those things and I try to relate them in the way that I think about it, and then hopefully it'll strike a chord. But at the same time, I'm not writing stuff to say, oh, this people will like this. It never works. I can assure you, it doesn't work.
Tick the box.
Yeah, you can't do that. You just gotta write something that you're confident in and that you enjoyed making, and then that's what's important.
Absolutely, man.
And people can tell that something. People can tell something's not sincere. People can tell.
Absolutely. Cassie.
That's true. Like you have to be yourself. It doesn't help you try to mimic something else. I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks the past while, especially like guys that I listened to when I was in primary school, like Ice-T. You know, the guys. It's weird. I mainly grew up on stuff like Fear Factory and MC Hammer and stuff like that.
Fear Factory and MC Hammer together.
It's like
that's a good combination.
Plus the Aladdin soundtrack. So those
three John Black Sabbath and Beatles.
Yeah. So that's a weird combination there. But again, it's like you can't pretend to be something else, because with these days, like your music is basically 10% of what the package is. So if you're not yourself, people are going to pick up on that. Yeah. But it's also weird because people don't really worry about that much about your music. They care about the person behind the music.
Right.
Which is also weird because I like to be behind the scenes. I don't want to be in front of the camera.
Same.
You know? I don't want to be in front of the camera.
Well, that's why we make music videos where we rub each other in oil and stuff, because we're thinking like
loads of oil.
Because the thing is, like, now you make a music video and you're thinking like, okay, I've got to have a high concept and a low budget. It's like, okay, well, this will piss off the right people, and the right people will find it funny, and then that's the way. So if it's ridiculous, then I can deal with it. But if it's like, if you take it, you can't take yourself too seriously. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
If you take yourself too seriously, and if you expect anything from music, you expect too much. You have to enjoy it.
Absolutely. Now, Cassie, you not liking to be in front of the camera that much.
Oh.
Tell us about your roles in, for instance, Karaoke Machine of Death.
Yeah. So I'm also in a band called Karaoke Machine of Death with Justin Trier, previously like Nashama, those kind of bands. And I'm working on a project with him when I'm in Gauteng, because it's like a Gauteng-based band. So we have deals basically with Happy Demolition Kit, which is basically our management booking agency. And then we have our distribution guys called African Alternative that's dealing with that. And then we're actually recording with Evert Pariah Studios for this new up-and-coming album. So it's basically like a two-piece band, because we just thought like, it's just easier like having the songwriter, vocalist. less shit
Yeah.
and besides the egos, it's just easier when you're writing because it's like, hey, do you dig it? Yes or no? What do you like? I've rewritten the second album 3 times already on a toilet and pee, dude. Like, so it's like,
Yeah, he writes quite a lot of songs.
yeah, so that's where I mainly write.
I mean, you've got a quite a big catalog already, ready for release.
Because it's like with Kmart already, because we released in, how can I say, released tracks in 2019, and it's like we're going in 2022. We haven't really done anything yet, but it's also COVID and so on. Plus now the team in Kmart is like solid now. We know what we need to do as a band, as a brand, how to take on the music, especially now that it's a 2-piece band. You have to rework all the songs because it's literally drums and a guitar. That's it. And it's cool because we have All Faithful next to me because he works, like, he gets the best out of my vocals. So it's like we'll sit and work with him, and then like
I've had a session with him, and he comes in to do vocals. Then I'm like, okay, you could need to do it again because I don't believe you. He's like, okay, I'll do it again. I think about by the 7th time, it's like, what the fuck do you mean you don't believe me? It's like, what is the song about? Tell me what the song is about. Give me some fucking conviction, you know? And then after a while, then he starts to warm up, and then it's like, okay, then he just fucking goes for it.
So that's came on basically, because we're looking more towards the 2023 release. We wanted to do it this year, but because I'm between provinces and cities, it makes it easier because I've came out in Gauteng, and then I've Casey Bliss, which is my solo thing, like Eastern Cape, Port Elizabeth based basically, because I've got a team down there and I've got a team up here. So
Sure. Can I pause you there for a second? Pronounce the new name for Port Elizabeth, please.
Obeja.
Obeja yourself, man.
Obeja. Obeja. How do you spell it? P. No, that's how I'm like. Every time, but it's really weird because every time you want to use, every time you want to use the city, you have to Google it.
Yeah.
Do you actually get the right spelling? Because it's GH something blah.
Oh, I thought it's a QH.
No, it's not. It's GH something, because your Q would usually be the or like you know different things like that. But yeah. But so Kmart.
Yeah.
So Kmart is Joburg based. So we're using Pariah Studios for the recording purposes, and then also all the live stuff. So yeah, you use Pariah Studios.
Also moral support.
Yeah, moral support is good in what he's doing. And then, if I might speak about the Casey Bliss thing,
Absolutely, man.
going
We here to have fun. Sit back on the couch,
Going to-
relax. Shift over to your left a little bit, please.
going to P again. It's like I have 2 guys, Jason Pretorius and Russell Sneed. Both of them are multi-instrumentalists, and they already know the business aspect and so on. So I have about 120 songs in the catalog for Casey Bliss. It's been coming from the age of 13, so it allows me now to select the best of what I can offer.
Right.
Or we're going to do it according to when it was written or the genres that's there, because that's also a huge different things. So basically all I'm doing is, here's the catalog. These guys are busy. As we're chatting now, these guys are recording. So they're basically recording, the drummer plays saxophone and violin and all these random things. So it's almost like you have a old J type of band, because it's like we acoustic, but we also not acoustic, because it's like the music genre that Casey Bliss is, it's folktronic.
Folktronic.
Yeah, so it's folk music, but also electronica.
Right.
So that is the vibe that we're going for. So I'm working with the Black Cactus Creative guys, that side, where they are basically building all my, what's my content. They're doing the recordings and the videos and so on, that I don't have to worry about it. So it's a nice project to know that everybody knows what's going on. I'm P. Okay, so I'm here now for about like a couple of days. Now I'm going back. 2.5 months, I sit and do all my things. I fly away. They build all these things. Now I'm back on this side. I work with Justin and with him again on Kmart, because the 2 projects are completely different, because Casey Bliss is more your feel-good music, Rainbow in the Sun, like, you know, flower shop, shit like that. And Kmart is more like your
Alternative rock band.
you know, social commentary, political, social like vibes of what's going on, which I cannot have in the 2 things. So it's almost like it's like day and night basically, which is amazing.
Right, yeah.
And I have the opportunity of working with different kinds of people.
That's
Cool,
why I'm
thanks,
glad
man.
That's why I'm glad I'm not really playing in bands anymore, because I can, whatever song I write, I can just put it into one place,
Yeah, right.
which is Very easy. It's very nice. And I'm very lucky. Like the guys in my band, they are awesome. I've got Tim Edwards from the Tasers. He plays drums for me.
Fantastic band.
Fantastic
I'll put
band.
the link in the description below.
And then we've also got Andy Kappa from Caution Boy. He plays bass for me.
Also a good band.
And then Stian Duprier from Them Dirty Strikes. He plays
Also
guitar. Great guitarist. And the great thing is like they keep saying to me, "Oh, we just really love playing with them." And in my mind, I'm thinking like, I hate playing under people, and the fact that they actually want to play with me, I'm just always like perplexed that they actually want to do it. So, 'cause, I mean, I'm used to doing everything myself, you know. So it's nice.
I want to say something. He's blessed in the sense of having 3 other massive band guys. Because Tasers is big. Caution Boy is an up-and-coming big band coming out now. Strikes is an amazing band. And he's got these guys playing with him.
Yeah.
You know, like having that opportunity of getting these kinds of guys in. It just shows what kind of a character he is. You know, so...
And the other nice thing is like I had to whittle my band down from it was first a 5-piece, then a 6-piece, now again a 4-piece, just for practical reasons and all that kind of jazz. But the cool thing is, my new album that's coming out now in March, it's titled Pruning in the Dark. I've got probably about 10 other people on it. So it's going to be the first time that I release an album where I don't basically play the majority of it. Okay. And the nice thing is that you're getting all those flavors from everyone else. I mean, I still write this stuff, but also it's nice to collaborate. It's nice to feel like you're in a band again.
It sounds like there's good cohesion between...
Like me and Tim are like, we were jamming. Chris was rehearsing drums in my studio because he's rehearsing to play drums now for Rough Magic. And then he set up his drum set because I'm like, if you put my fucking drums, I'm gonna kill you. Yeah. You know, like double bass drums just kind of do that. Anyway, so then I had to get like footage off my computer about 2 nights ago. Then me and Tim came and we were like, oh cool, there's 2 drum sets. And then we both played drums. The first time that me and him were both playing drums at the same time, like with our each individual kits. And it's like how you say this, a cock up a Volkenberg. Like shit on a woolen carpet. Like it's so we're so tight with each other.
Yeah.
We
infuse together.
I already know. The thing is, the people that I play with, I value their opinion. It's not like, oh well, fucking, you got to play it the way like this, whatever. Like even with Andy, all of them, I'm like, should I play it like this? It's like just play the way that you play, because that's why I want to play with you.
Exactly.
It can't be the same. Nothing can be the same live. It's got to keep on evolving, you know. The problem with everyone else is like they can't keep up with how many fucking songs I keep recording. I mean, let me put it to you this way. My 3rd album has been done since about August last year.
Okay. And
that's coming out now only in like I think about March. We're planning for I think a March release. Then at the same time I've also recorded I'm about halfway done with the covers album. I'm covering stuff like Pixies and I think I did the...
Oh, you sent me the one track that you covered by Pixies for radio.
Yeah, for Planet of Sound.
That's it.
Breeders, you know, all the bands I grew up with that I enjoyed. I even did the Paul McCartney song, that Temporary Secretary song that no one knows, but fucking fabulous song. And then I'm almost about done with the 4th album. So the thing is with me is like, because I had shingles last year, so I couldn't do anything. So when I could sit down eventually, and I could actually work, it was like... Okay, now I've got all these songs in my head. I need to get them down. And the thing is, it's probably not always. The thing that's nice for me is like it's the previous bands that I played, and you always have this thing where it's like everyone's got to be happy with it. In this band, I've got to be happy with it. Yeah. Because this band is basically me. But also the thing is, the new album's going to be released not under my name, but under Evert Snyman and the Aviary.
I was just going to ask about the Aviary.
Because I mean, like, it would be false advertising to say that I play those drums, because I cannot fucking play drums like Tim. Tim is a. If you've ever seen the Tasers live, if you've seen,
man, fantastic band. Check them out again.
Fucking
excellent vocalist as well. He does all the. I mean. If I play a gig and Tim can't do the drums, I have to get another drummer. It's like I feel like fuck this. I need those backup vocals. It just doesn't feel right, you know.
Right.
And him as well. I've been jamming with him for about. I think it's about the 7th year I've been jamming with him. And I mean, that guy's got so much love and dedication for me, and I'm always very grateful for it. Because I mean, he's still jamming with me. I mean, we played in the band together, Pollinator, and. I can understand then he's invested because he's writing with it. With this stuff, like a lot of times he's playing my drum parts. I mean, like, he does a lot of drums on the new stuff, but I mean, if I redo his drums on a recording, like there's no. The main focus is to make a good recording and a good song. It doesn't matter how the hell it's made. You know what I mean? And that's what makes it great.
Good, man. Yeah.
And he's brilliant. Tim is brilliant.
Love it. No.
I played a track with him.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah.
I recorded like 1 or 2 things with him.
I think he did about 2. I think he did bass on 2 or 3 songs.
And it's really a joy to play with Tim. Like, I love watching that guy play, especially with
You know what happens
Pollinator.
with Tim? When you play with Tim, you feel like a better musician.
Yes.
It makes you play better when you play with him. It's the weirdest thing.
Fantastic, man.
And
It's
especially
fantastic.
because he had some sessions at Pariah where he was recording. I think it's part of the process of the 3rd album. Some of it was recorded there. And then some of it was like different tracks from different bands with the guys that were there. And I had the opportunity of playing a Kmart track with him on drums. And I'm going like, what the hell? The guys sing backing vocals.
He didn't even have to tell him to do it. He just does
He
it.
just went for it.
Does
just
it.
does it.
We didn't even have like we played through it once or twice, so you learn in the day. You actually learn. You're like, what the hell? This is great. We also recorded a track for him with him on drums. Excuse me. And it's so weird having Tim again on a guitar. The guy is so solid. But the thing is, all these band guys,
That's
like
like me. He plays everything.
you know, with
He's a lot better drummer than me.
Andy, Stian, and Tim. I'm sorry, I'm talking about his band now. It's amazing because all 3 of those guys are fucking amazing musicians on their own.
Yeah.
Now imagine having your backing band are 3 massive creative people.
Right.
Isn't that amazing?
It's great.
And the thing is, they
it's
work so
it
well
works
together.
It's
Like,
cohesive,
yeah.
like I said before.
You know, he's got a fucking amazing team, dude. That's what I was shooting like,
fantastic.
hey man, like, hey, that 4-piece, dude.
I mean, like, we literally, our rehearsals are as long as our set. We play through it once and everyone just knows it. It's like, I don't know how the hell it happened.
Yeah, but I know you are fond of creating or keeping the style and the sound of the band when live and in studio. Does that kind of bind together with your rehearsals also? Is that how you approach it for rehearsals? Playing
like-
the full set through and then
The thing is, with the way I always approach it is like I say, like, cool, this is the set list of songs we're going to play. And I mean, we got a shitload of songs. I think I've how many songs have I got out now? The first album was like what, 10 songs, like 22 songs now, and with this new album it's about 14 songs. So we were gonna have like 30. By the end of the year, I'll probably have about 60 songs out. So that's the nice thing is every time you play a show, you're never going to see the same show.
Exactly.
So all we do is I say, cool, we're going to play these songs. Everyone knows the songs, and we're like, cool, how are we going to make this more interesting for ourselves live so we don't have to stop? So you work out like little twiddly bits and stuff to link the songs and stuff. So it's like a jam. So you're not bored on stage. It's not like, oh, this song is called this. The next one, this song is called this. That's boring, you know?
It is boring. It is
It's got to be
absolutely.
cohesive.
I mean,
like,
I think Pearl Jam does a very similar thing where they don't play the same set twice in a row kind of vibe, because also they've got such a big catalog and people just love their music, man. And
also
same goes with you.
the thing is that makes every show special, because if you just play the same fucking set every time,
Exactly.
it's what the hell, you know? It's just always hard to choose what bloody songs to play.
Casey, you've got 120 plus songs. Right, when do you think you'll be putting it out over the next, 2 years, 3 years, this year?
The plan basically is with Black Actors Creative. It's nice to work with one entity where you can do your recordings, your videos. They do your online shop. They do everything for you. I'm also blessed in the sense that the two guys doing it, they're also in the band himself. These guys are well-oiled musicians. In fact, I think they're 1,000 times better than me. It's actually so shitty because I think the drummer's got a better voice than me.
Oh, okay.
You know, like, no, these guys got crazy voices. So it's a massive catalog again. It's like everything in the Casey Bliss, almost like a backlog of work that I've done. And it goes from, yes, dude, it's metal, it's folk music. It is like a massive pool of these tracks. So I sat down, I shared the Google Drive with them, and they went through, okay, cool. It's already, because I'm an IT guy.
Yeah.
So all my stuff is properly put into folders and stuff. So they go, okay, cool. Album 1, album 2, album 3,
Right,
album
yeah.
4, album 5, according to what I think it should be. But they also have the thing of, yo, Cassie, man, we think this should be going with that one. So they have the freedom to maybe even have a third point of view of how the music works.
The people that you play with, and that kind of segues into my things. Like, I know that they'll tune me, no, this is shit or this is good.
Right.
And the thing is, I've got that honesty from them. We're all incredibly honest, and people don't really like that.
If I may ask, would it be shit in that moment for that year of what your other influences around you on, what kind of music you enjoy, that would put it in the shit category, or as it just was fully written?
Well, they've never told me I've written anything shit. Maybe they're just being nice.
Because, you know, obviously music has a cycle. What will be great today will be good again in 10 years' time or 20 years' time. That's actually that's a 20-year cycle.
I mean, essentially, you're trying to write stuff that's timeless for yourself, not for everyone else. You don't ever write for someone else, because when you write for someone else, it becomes contrived, and then it's like it's Disney.
Your music goes. Your music goes to shit. We can name a whole bunch of commercial, well-known bands.
Yeah, you'd be like Metallica and write the same album for 40 years. You know.
No, you see, the thing is you see, the thing is with the opportunity that I have with Casey Bliss is the fact that there is about 120 songs. It's completed songs. I'm not even talking about the half-written music yet.
Yeah.
I started at the age of 13, and that is a cool thing now, because it's almost like a diary. Every year you've got your batch of songs. So this year will be more a little bit, or for me, instance, like I'll have these sessions where I will share out songs like 4 or 5 tracks, and they sound very similar. Then you work on them because you were in that mindset, or you figured out some random guitar chord that because I make up my own chords, dude. Like, so it's like,
if it sounds good,
you know, this sounds cool. So
Eddie Van Halen had this quote, and I forget it now, but go search it. If it sounds good,
it is good.
It is good. If it sounds good, it's good. Something like that.
It's the same. It's the same with recordings. Like, oh no, you have to use this microphone on this and that and that. It doesn't fucking matter.
I mean, I've got that Shure SB something over there from 1965.
But you understand what I mean? There are no rules.
For bass drum tracking, you know that, and I learned that.
I've used a bass drum mic on a guitar amp. It sounds fucking amazing.
Yeah,
I mean, you can use the weirdest shit, and people will never know how the hell you got the sound.
And it works, man.
You know?
If it works, it works.
I think bands in general, and we actually had this discussion on the way here. It's more like 2 days ago, I just had this weird epiphany. I'm sitting with my girlfriend, and she said, like, it's so weird because it feels like sometimes our group of friends, like, I'm lucky enough that my close friends are musicians. You know, it's not you choose them. It's just like, what? By the way, you play in a band. Like, what? You play in a band? Awesome. Yeah. What do you sound like? I don't have to lie to you. You're actually good. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But I actually lost my train of thought here now. But anyway, yeah.
Music is fucking awesome.
Music is awesome. Awesome. But yeah, it's also the writing. It's like you shouldn't write for other musicians, because that's the point of where it feels like you're trying to impress your musician buddies.
Yeah.
I want to say it's a good, how can I say, yes, almost like to try to outdo each other in a sense. You know, that is great, because it gives you this uplifting feeling of everybody's trying to be better than they previously were. Like friendly competition in a sense. So that's cool. But now the thing is, like, don't write what you think people want to hear. Write what you want to do. But at the same time, don't be stupid about it. Think about, like, what is actually radio effective, like, if you want to go that route. But at the same time, just, if you believe in what you do, don't listen to anybody else except for yourself, and go do it. At least go do the research and find out what not to fucking do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think that's the main thing. But coming back to my grouping of songs, I've got an easy way. It's like, I've got some indie songs, I've got some metal songs, I've got these songs, all this stuff. So they decide on what comes on the album. I don't even do that. I've already written the music. Yeah. And these songs are spanning from 1995 to, I think, 2006. So I'm not writing anything new for Casey Bliss. It's a whole backlog catalog that's there. And everything with Kmart is all the newest stuff again. Yes, so that's how I differentiate between these things. It also allows you where you can actually sit down with these guys and say, like, we're releasing an album. Okay, cool. Let's take that one. Let's take that one. Let's take that one. You know, now you have a massive selection. So I have that luxury. But sometimes I feel like, damn, if I had the same team all the way through from 13 to 40, how you would have grown like a normal big band.
I've always had the same team because I've pretty much always been doing it by myself.
Recording.
Recordings.
Okay. We're talking about music here, right? Just need to edit all
Yes,
these things.
yes,
I'm supposed to be this.
Yeah, man.
You got to release.
Yeah, but you know where the washing closet is.
Won't be the first time.
Hey, but funny now that we've broken that ice, right?
Me and him have actually pissed out of the same window when we were drunk, and it was great.
So when I woke him up, he was actually, they were sleeping, and I just went I just pulled him out of the bed half naked and just dragged him to my room, gave him a lot of whiskey, and we were writing songs like 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock.
What's amazing is I didn't see his penis and he didn't see mine. We can't remember what each other's penis. We obviously
so
weren't looking. So you see, that's how you know we really are friends and there's no ulterior motive.
Right.
That's what Melville does to you. Melville, Johannesburg.
Now,
Just into a scuzz bucket.
You guys lived in Melville, Johannesburg, right? My question is, I'm rather.
Is this something we need to edit?
We're gonna have to edit this. Yes, indeed.
You're going to have to cut a lot of the penis out.
Have you guys ever been inside each other?
How do you mean?
We are inside of each other's hearts. We're inside of each other's hearts. I love this man more than life itself.
Inside each other's hearts.
You know, mental penetration is way better than physical penetration.
Yeah, we are digressing a lot here. Do you have another question for us that could please send us into a better direction?
Before I ask you guys to play us a song, right? Do you guys have any endorsements? I mean, you guys have been in music forever. Have you ever been approached with endorsements, sponsorships? Like, for instance, if you have to put anything on your show, banners. I know.
None of that jazz for me.
On the couch, Thomas from Burn the Mountain. He's endorsed by Marshall Music. And I know, and same with Chris Xenopoulos and the guys from Valvadinia, always Ormsby and all their endorsements. Do you guys share the same sentiment? Is it something that works for you?
I would love to have a Colt tobacco endorsement. That would be great.
A cult?
Colt tobacco.
Oh, Colt tobacco.
Well, if that is non-music, I would like to have a sponsor from Sasco. Like Sasco and Bovril.
You got it, man. I've got
Have you also
a
the
lot of
runs at the
guitars,
moment?
man.
Bovril and Toast, man, it sorts it out.
No, it hasn't happened for me yet. I think my old band, Paul Nader, we had an endorsement with Tom's back in the day. But I mean, that's just like strings and shit.
Right.
You know, and that's about it. But you still pay for them. You just pay like slightly less.
A little bit less, 10% discount if you're lucky.
But I mean, if you play guitar like a dumbass, then your strings will snap the whole time.
I was lucky in the sense of when I was in PE, but I've always been like more the business guy than being on stage. I don't really enjoy playing live until a show at Thrashers.
Okay.
Yo, dude, that was insane. We played with Dirty Strikes and
Thrashers in
Caution
Pretoria.
Boy. Actually, we played with both those two bands. It's the first time I ever played there, and like since then, I just woke up as a Chris my butterflies, where it's just that place is fucking hot, beer's warm, and I just went ape shit. And the poor drummer's like, "Dude, you can't just stop playing. I'm following you." I just went absolutely crazy, and like I used to hate playing live shows, but it was mainly I'm more like the behind the scenes guy. But I must say, like I was in a band called Pen and Hunt, which was an Afrikaans metalcore band.
No, in Afrikaans, it's in English, it's a pen in your hand.
Pen in hand, like that's a pen in hand.
Yeah.
And at a stage, we had an endorsement from Sterkinikor Games, which was PlayStation. We had what's it, Russian beer vodka. Yes, we had Monster at a stage.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. So I think if you do your proposals right, you can get it, because at the end of the day, it's more like what do you offer for them? to them. Because I've worked with events where we had MTN giving us like 60,000 Rand to go do a metal show. And then they arrive at the show like, oh my God, it's metal. And they freak out completely. And like 2 months later, they go like, dude, all these fucking metalheads are walking in the shop. Just taking it like, because MTN just did a metal show. I'm like, yeah, but that's the way it works. Like, you need to... Anyway, like, but now we're trying to obviously work towards getting endorsement in the sense of strings, you know, your basic things. But in general, I would like to do a DIY, except for instruments. I think that is the main thing. Because, dude, like, I played a show with Francho van Coke, and like I checked out their guitars. They're playing on these Martin D28s. These things are going for 80,000 Rand. Would you like to play on it? No, thank you. I'm too scared to break it.
Yeah.
And I'm playing on a 3,000 Rand Yamaha. You know what I'm saying? You cannot compare the two.
The tone is in your fingers. Except if you got but the acoustics is different because acoustic. You have a nice acoustic. You know how hard it is to make an acoustic sound good live. That's why I don't.
I don't play acoustic guitar.
Yeah, I actually despise it.
Really?
But
thank you. I appreciate you for playing it live now.
Yes.
Well, in a little while.
I love acoustic. I write everything on acoustic,
But
though.
remember, this acoustic has got very, very, very thin springs on it. It's basically been set up basic like an electric, so then I can kind of pretend that it is an electric.
Makes it easier. I see that guitar's also been a little bit modified. But wait, before we get to that, hold on. Casey, let's quickly wrap up with you before we get to some music on the couch.
On the couch.
Karaoke Machine of Death, Happy Kid Demolition Media. How do people get in? And even Casey Bliss and the solo capacity. How do people get a hold of you, other than just checking links below?
Okay. We have all the social media sites, basically, like with Karaoke Machine of Death came out. You can get us via Facebook, and then also we have Instagram, Twitter, these kind of things. But you can also email us as karaoke machine of death @gmail. Then with Happy Demolition Kit, that is more like management and booking type of stuff. That's also on Facebook, predominantly work through Facebook. And you can also email them, Happy Demolition Kit media @gmail. And then Casey Bliss, which is a little bit more of an more active site. Links below. It's also like all your different platforms where you can get hold of us. But the email address for that one is ilovecaseybliss@gmail. So there you go.
I love Casey Bliss.
ilovecaseybliss@gmail. There you go, man.
Mine is like all of the ones like Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. But my email is it's banned Evert Snyman @gmail.com because I couldn't use my Evert Snyman @gmail.com. I was actually lucky enough to get my name as my personal email.
You see, that's how old I am. Like when Gmail came out, I used my name. So people go like, "What? Just your name at Gmail? No anything?" It's like, yeah.
We're very lucky. See,
you know, like
Age has its advantages.
We just discovered fire in our Gmail accounts. You know, so that's great.
Evert, how about you, man? Before we wrap up and get you playing.
What?
Snyman Evert.
No.
No.
Snyman Evert is my handle on Instagram is Snyman Evert.
Yeah.
And then Facebook is just Evert Snyman, I guess.
Evert Snyman band.
No, band Evert Snyman is the email, I think. Yes, it is.
That's right. It'll be in the comments.
But the thing is, all you have to do is search Evert Snyman. If it's got a lot of pink and blue in it, you know it's him.
That's the one. Yes, I saw it.
Love baby blue and love salmon pink.
Which is actually crazy. One of my friends, Daniel Kriel from War Engine in Port Elizabeth, he works with social media stuff. He designed his Pariah logo for the studio. And he goes like, what's he into? I'm like, just make it baby blue and pink. And he keeps on telling me, don't fuck with me. Are you serious? I'm like, just make it baby blue and pink.
That's what the
And he made this thing. I sent it to Evert. He goes like, fuck, I love this. And he goes like, oh, fuck, are you serious? Because he literally took a couple of seconds making this thing. Baby blue and pink, man. This is so weird. I'm like, no, but it looks great.
It does. Because it's not completely 80s, but it's also not completely 70s.
Right.
It's like nice in between. It's like 78 colors. Also my favorite year of my favorite drum sound year.
That's so weird. Favorite drum sound.
Pariah Studios.
Pariah
Will that
Studios.
also be on your Facebook pages? Does it have its own Facebook and Instagram?
Also does that. Has Pariah Studios. The A is a 4 because I couldn't get Pariah because some other fucker took it. But you can reach me there. You can reach me on Facebook there. I'm still in the process of sorting that out. It's quite a new thing. Obviously, I had a lot of health problems last year. It was not fun. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot more pariah stuff now this year as well. I'm going to buckle down because, I mean, I've got a lot of downtime because half my band's Pretoria, so I can't jam with them the whole time. So what the fuck am I going to do with the rest of my time? So might as well make some money.
There we go.
Yeah, let's just plug a little bit more of Pariah there, because he's also doing Pariah sessions.
Yeah.
The two
We have not even spoken about Pariah sessions.
Yeah, so it's the two of us basically doing this Pariah session thing that came from a previous entity we try to do, and which it's too many egos and songwriters in one group. It doesn't work out.
Chef's Kitchen. Yeah.
And so because he's got a catalog of his backlog of all this music that he's got that he's basically going to release with his Pariah. And then he's got his Evert Snyman with his with Mongrel Records. You see again, like I also have the same thing.
Stop. Again, Mongrel Records. Check them out. Second guest in a short
Check
time
the link.
on Mongrel Records, man. Yeah.
Mongrel Records.
Links down below.
So it's like like it's also cool because he's as an artist he's with Mongrel, and then he's also running his own studio, so he can do whatever he wants to. So that's the I think the great opportunity that he's got is like when he's not working with his band, he's recording a shitload of other people. He's got his own project, so like I'm not going to say much because it's actually his thing.
Got a lot of
Because I know.
top secret stuff that's
coming
out this year, but which is not even.
Yeah, it's so bad because we've signed contracts that we can't say too much. Yeah.
Well, on the topic, let's. I'm kidding. We're not going to unpack that right now. We'll see what time does and what comes out and what doesn't. But ladies and gentlemen, guys, any final words from you guys before there's some music?
I would like to say thank you to. Let me just first start my leg here. Let's start with Evert, great artist, and I also want to talk about his studio, which is great. And then I want to talk on my side again, where it's the guys from Black Actors Creative. Hopefully also links down
all the links down
all the
below.
links down there if you would like to
a mile long list like Evert and Casey's songs.
If you're in the Eastern Cape, those are the guys.
You can be lucky I didn't name every fucking band I've ever played in because there won't be enough space on the fucking screen.
I was like working on his EBK. It's just like, no, dude, like this is just getting ridiculous. They're like, just chuck this. And that's about it. And then thank you very much to you. You are doing South Africans a very good.
Justice. You're doing South Africans, Justin. Thank you so much for having us. We appreciate
Thank you for being
it
here.
very
Thank
much.
you for being part of the solution.
Awesome.
Thank you for handling on neurotic asses.
France the planet.
Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, I'm going to say goodbye. Goodbye from Casey as well as Evert. It's been great. It's been fun. Keep it heavy. And remember, let metal shape you. Cheers, everyone. Bye now. So, ladies and gentlemen, up next, I'm going to give Evert the opportunity to do us a live, unplugged, and acoustic song. Thank you, Evert. Take it away. I'll see you all soon.
The song's called Out of My Reach. I wrote it for my fiance.
Cool. 1 and 2 and 3 and...
Out of my reach is a figure of speech, but I never want to show up to the storm and its come. It's a riddle to me, and it's so hard to see. The picture's been burned in my mind, so it's not hard to find. I could be there if my mind will let me through, but do I need it? 'Cause I know I'm not bored,
'cause nothing's a chore. I guess I just open my eyes, and it's pretty nice. I could be there if my mind would let me through, but do I need air? Do I need air? I could be there if my mind would let me through, but do I need air? Fuck.
Want to go faultless, but you know, it's live.
Fantastic, man. Thank you so much. En in 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. En hoe gaan ek hierin begin? Sorry, my editor is a German. Ja.